What's up, guys? Welcome to week 44 of Books Being Sick. I am Nick. Thank you for being here. I am actually just going to check that it even is week 44 because I can never remember. I always have to actually go to my YouTube page and check to see what where I'm even at because my life is just chaos and I never know. Week 44. Week 44. Thanks for being here, guys. Once again, a few days late. It is Wednesday. It is not Sunday. I have been without the internet for a few days now, since last Thursday anyways, but I have it back now. I basically, we didn't switch over to like fiber optic internet. We still had copper, and I guess they were trying to get a hold of us for a while and say, like, you gotta switch to fiber, or you're like, that's gonna be it. And so we just lost the internet. Actually, when I did the book club live, 30 minutes after that, we just lost all of our internet, and it was because it just they don't no longer support copper internet. So was like just completely switched companies because I was like annoyed, and now we have fiber internet, and it's the best. It's so fast. I'm actually pretty happy. Neither here nor there, just wanted to explain. So this, I'm actually going to say, is going to be a bigger Books Are Sick episode. I start almost every episode by saying, this is probably going to be a shorter one, guys, blah, 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 which I'm realizing doesn't even really make a lot of sense to even mention, because by the time you guys start watching this, you already know how long it is. You can see down there. So why even mention it? I have no idea. Anyways, I got some stuff to talk about here. We have this beautiful winter light up here. I have the curtains here. They're like very see-through-y curtains, but I have them fully closed, and even still the light is like pretty intense. The sun is a lot more angled in the winter. It's very beautiful. It's a very beautiful time of year to take photos. One of my favorites because, it is colder, but you can go out and shoot at any time of the day, and it's beautiful. The light is just stunning, so angular, so shadowy, so beautiful. So, complete opposite of mid-July. Mid-July, you basically want to be taking pictures right as the sun's coming up or right as it's setting. Otherwise, the sun is directly above you. And it's the worst, but that's not anything to do with books, is it now? So let's get into a book thing. I'm going to talk to you about a book that I finished. I've only finished one book, actually, since the last episode, even though it has been a week and a bit. It's just been really busy on my end. So I did finish The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls, this one here. This is a memoir that I really, really enjoyed. I thought this was pretty phenomenal, pretty heartbreaking, pretty stomach churning at times. This is basically just about Jeanette's upbringing and basically just little kind of silhouettes, kind of like little kind of sectioned off stories of what she went through in her upbringing, primarily with her mom and dad. And it's a very interesting read because like some of the things that she goes through, you're like, okay, like kind of a little more lighthearted, maybe, like, okay, like whatever. But then some of the things are so awful and so brutal that, the things that her, specifically her mom and dad put her through was very traumatizing. And what makes this so interesting is that she was obviously able to come out of this upbringing on top, which is like in and of itself is pretty amazing. But as she's kind of explaining these stories, you can sense like she really has this intense frustration with her mom and dad, but that she also still really likes them and still really, has a connection with them and has feelings for them and doesn't necessarily fully blame them for their actions, which I thought was pretty interesting because given how intensely sad some of these situations are, I don't think I would have that much grace towards anybody doing anything like this to me. But I guess it's all she knew, and it's just. Really fantastic. It is a heavy read. It is very much of a gut punch. So be forewarned about that. But a fantastic book, very beautifully written. There are quite a few beautiful moments in here as well. As awful as the bad moments are, and as frustrating as some of the moments are, I think that's the big one too. A lot of these moments are just really frustrating. You just look at her mom or her dad, and you're like, just give them one. Just come on, like let them have this one thing. Yeah, shoot, pretty intense. I'm gonna check out Half Broke Horses. It's the follow-up to this, which I think primarily focuses on her grandmother, who is also in this book. But yeah, if you're looking for a memoir, this came out in 2005 or something like that. I'm late to the game on almost everything because I'm still pretty much new here. Unbelievable, fantastically, beautifully done. Would recommend that to almost everybody. Great book. The Glass Castle. phenomenal. I was also going to talk about some. I'll quickly talk about some vinyl pickups. Actually, I got to show you something that I got. I wasn't even like, I was like, is this kind of braggy? I hate being braggy, but I got a new computer that I wanted to show you quickly because I've been basically working off of base model computers my entire photography career. I've had like 8 gigs of RAM, and it's been slow going for. I've just been living the slow life for my entire career here. But I got the new M4 Pro MacBook 16-inch here with 48 gigs of RAM and some other nice guts in here. And I've only had this for a few days, but it's already changed my life. Everything is so much faster. I'm getting like 5 times as much done right now. And I'm sure a lot of that is just because I am, the newlywed phase of this, just having this and using it. I want to use it all the time, so that's why I'm getting more done. But it genuinely is just such a life changer. So yeah, happy about that. Not trying to be braggy. I do apologize. I was just very excited to finally have a computer that is like actually handles what I'm trying to do properly. So that's a big upgrade in my life. I'm just gonna go over a couple vinyl pickups here. I've only got 4. I'm gonna show them to you really quickly. I got sometimes I just get the urge to buy vinyl. We have a record player on our main floor. I love just throwing stuff on and just walking around and cleaning and just sometimes just sitting and listening. Sometimes over dinner, put a record on. It's really nice. I got Phoebe Bridgers' Punisher here. I'm pretty late to the game on Phoebe Bridgers. I know she's been kicking for a while. I liked her stuff with Connor Oberst on the Better Oblivion Community Center. I really like that record. But had never really listened to Boy Genius or her solo stuff, but just recently listened to Punisher and was like, this is phenomenal. So I had to get it on vinyl. It's a great record. Graceland 2 is so good. Moon something or other and Garden Song, I think, are my favorites. Really good record. Big news, I got My Chemical Romance's 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. This is one of my favorite upbringing albums. I listened to this a nauseating amount of times growing up. And My Chemical Romance just announced they're doing a stadium tour. So if somehow you're a fan of them and you haven't heard that, check it out. All of the openers are insane. So it's really fun. And really quickly here, I also got some modern baseball records here. I never, ever, ever, ever see these in store. And I saw, not only did I find both of them at Revolution Records here in Hamilton, but they were both so affordable, both under $30, I think, which for vinyl here in Canada is great. So I got You're Gonna Miss It All and Sports. Sports is my personal favorite. Been looking for Sports for a while. So pretty psyched on those vinyl pickups. I also had this book here sent to me, and I'm so psyched on this. I'm going to share this over on the socials as well. This is called Pushing Through America. This is by Chad Caruso here, who holds the world record for the longest skateboard journey. I'm going to read the back here. After rerouting his life down the transformative path to sobriety, skateboarder Chad Caruso shocked his family and friends with a new goal to skateboard across America and set a Guinness World Record in the process. And this is basically just a photo book of his journey. It's almost kind of like a diary of his journey skateboarding across America. It's really, really cool. I love stuff like this so much, so I'm definitely going to be taking a gander into this one. I did just want to show you, though, if you have any interest in skateboarding and photo books, pretty good. So thank you so much, Chad, for sending that over. I can't wait to give that a deeper dive. Something else that I wanted to kind of go through here is the poll. So if you're a part of the Patreon, part of the Sick Book Club, it's the same thing. It's just on Patreon. I sent out the poll. We're voting on December's book right now, and basically what we're doing, I was trying to think, like, are we going to do, like, books set in winter, Christmas books? I was trying to think of all the cliches, but what I ended up doing was throwing together a list of books that we can vote on that are all books that came out this year that are kind of more on the acclaimed side, some of the more acclaimed books that came out this year, because I don't think we've actually ever read a new book as part of our book club. We're reading, like, Jurassic Park, East of Eden, The Road, 11/22/63 might be the newest one that we've read. Last House on Needless Street was actually pretty new. So there is that one. But the books that we're voting on for December's book are, I'll go through them real fast here. James by Percival Everett. Kind of surprised didn't win the Booker Prize. It went to Orbital, but I'm so excited to read Orbital now because I haven't really heard of that one. We are voting on Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. We have Martyr Good Material, The Hunter by Tana French, Stoneyard Devotional I put on there and realized it has not come out in the US yet, so disregard that one. Held by Ann Michaels, All Fours by Miranda July, Creation Lake by Rachel Kushner, and The Ministry of Time. So those are the books we're voting on for December. I believe Intermezzo is winning right now, but James is also very, very close. And The Ministry of Time is doing very, very well also. So we are reading 11/22/63 for the Sick Book Club right now over on Patreon. It has been a lot of fun. If you want to join up, the link will be down below. We're doing a live tomorrow. We're doing a mid-month live for part 1 and part 2, which I believe goes up to about page 230. So that will be live on YouTube as well. So if you want to jump in tomorrow for the live, just be forewarned. Spoilers for up to page 230 will be happening. So that's going to be going on tomorrow. Yeah, so that's fun. I also have here, what did I have? I had something cool. We were going to, yeah, here it is. I was going to talk about some exciting books. I've got some book pickups here too. It's the weirdest 1, 2, 3 of all time, possibly. But real quick, I was going to talk about some books that are coming out in the next 6 months or so that we can be excited for. These are kind of the most anticipated, at least for me, I would say, books that are coming out for sometime in the next 4 to 6 months. The big one, I think, is Wind and Truth, which is book 5 in the Stormlight Archive. I've still only read book 1, so I'm not actually all that excited about this one because I'm nowhere near close enough to be able to read it, but I know a lot of people are psyched for that one. It's finally coming, book 5, Wind and Truth. There's tons of people that are going to be lining up for that one, and I love book events. You know what I mean? I think it's just so fun. I have a feeling this will probably be one that people line up for, and I just think that's the most fun thing ever. Kind of like, I believe there was some for Iron Flame too, right? It was a big event. So fun. Even if I can't read it, I think that's so fun. Speaking of Iron Flame, Onyx Storm is another one that is coming out in the next 6 months. That is book 3 in the Fourth Wing trilogy. I won't be checking that one out, but I know people are pumped for it. And we also have Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins, which is a new Hunger Games book. And we are following Hamish Abernathy in this one, which I think is Woody Harrelson's character in the movies. And I believe it's set at the 50th Hunger Games, so the games are actually going to be a part of this book. I can't wait to check that out. I think that's pretty cool that Suzanne Collins is still writing about the games, and yeah, that's kind of cool. There is a book called The Unworthy by Augustina Basterica. I hope I'm saying her name right. She is the person who wrote Tender is the Flesh, which is one of the most horrific, brutal books I've ever read in my life, and I can't wait to check this one out. I know this one came out, I think, in Spain or something like that in 2023, but it comes out in the US and Canada in a few months, I believe. So looking forward to checking that one out. I can read the thing here. It's a searing dystopian tale about climate crisis, ideological extremism, and the tidal pull of our most violent exploitative instincts. This is another unforgettable novel from the master of feminist horror. So looking forward to that one. Joe Abercrombie also has a book coming out called The Devils. I know Michael Kist, who is a guy over on the socials. Michael Kist, check him out. He's a big history guy, but he's also a big Joe Abercrombie guy. And he got an advanced copy of this one and said it was really, really good. So looking forward to possibly checking that one out. Haruki Murakami has a new book coming out, which is pretty cool, called The City and Its Uncertain Walls. This is a book that he started writing back in the 80s. And has just finished it. So I guess technically it's taken him about 40 years to complete this book. I know a lot of people love Haruki Murakami, and I know a lot of people are very anxious in anticipation to check out this book. And finally, I was just going to talk about John Green. You know, Fault in Our Stars, Looking for Alaska, Turtles All the Way Down. John Green, he has a nonfiction book coming out about tuberculosis. And I'm really excited to check this out because if you follow John Green over on socials again, he's very, very passionate about tuberculosis, and it's very inspiring to see somebody just so into trying to help with this situation. And I'm excited to check out this book because every little video that he does on tuberculosis is so fascinating, and he's obviously very well versed in this topic. So excited to check out a nonfiction book from John Green. He's very passionate about it, so I bet it's going to be quite fantastic. And those are some books coming out in the next 6 months that we can be excited for. So that's fun. I was going to talk about some book pickups. I don't know if I'm actually going fast. I said this is going to be a big episode, but I feel like I'm talking really, really fast. Huh! we're supposed to go see Joel Plaskett this Saturday. Joel Plaskett's a musician. He's an East Coast Canadian legend. I love him. And he has been slowly kind of canceling shows this week. He's not feeling good. And so he's canceled every show up to ours. And so we're kind of just like anxiously waiting today to see if he's going to cancel the Hamilton one. Hopefully not. But if he's not feeling good, he's not feeling good. You know what I mean? Nothing you can do. Got some book pickups here. 3 books. A very strange 1-2-3 punch here. I'm going to talk about the first one here. This is The Plot Against America. This one here by Philip Roth. This book was on a very repeated list on the, they asked a bunch of authors and well-known people to write their 10 favorite books of the 20th century, and a lot of people had The Plot Against America on there, and no one has ever told me about this book until I saw this list, and I don't know why, because I'm reading the back here, and I'm like, this is right up my alley. Why has nobody talked to me about this? Can I read this back to you? Can I read the back to you real quick? In an astonishing feat of narrative invention, our most ambitious novelist imagines an alternate version of American history. In 1940, Charles Lindbergh, heroic aviator and rabid isolationist, is elected president. Shortly thereafter, he negotiates a cordial understanding with Adolf Hitler, while new government embarks on a program of full-scale anti-Semitism. For one boy growing up in Newark, Lindbergh's election is the first in a series of ruptures that threatens to destroy his small, safe corner of America, and with it, his mother, his father, and his older brother. That sounds insane. Whoa. Looking forward to checking that one out. I also got Kiss Me at Christmas. This is by Jenny Bayless. This is, in the same vein, I think. Looking forward to reading Kiss Me at Christmas. I just want to read something fun and lighthearted this winter season. So this is the one that I picked because it seemed the silliest, and I can't wait. Christmas can officially get stuffed because Harriet Smith is not feeling bright and merry this year. Okay. All right, Harriet. We'll see what's going on. I bet you guys are gonna kiss. And I bet it's gonna be before Christmas or on Christmas. Also got The Plague by Albert Camus. Oh, sorry, my throat's hurting. This is an author that I've just been meaning to check out for some time. I see him pop up here and there on the internet, and it just seems like a pretty brilliant author. And it seems like something I would be into. And I've heard that The Plague is kind of the one, so looking forward to checking out The Plague. I think it's supposed to be somewhat challenging. I'm not really sure, but it's not too long. We're talking like 250 pages, so hopefully it's somewhat digestible. But I'm looking forward to checking that out. So that is my 1-2-3 pick here. We got The Plot Against America, Kiss Me at Christmas, and The Plague. Perfect. So those are my book pickups. This is my life. This has been week 44 of Books Being Sick. Man, it has been a really good time re-entering 11/22/63. I absolutely love this book. This is my first real official reread of a fiction book, and I'm just having the best time with it. It's just I'm full cozy. I'm full cozy reading this book. I'm just happy. I'm happy. Every time what I'm doing too with this one is I'm doing a tandem read. So I'm reading the book, which I have here, and I'm also trying out the audiobook as well. So I'm kind of flipping back and forth depending on where I am, because a lot of people are like, you got to check out the audiobook. It is really, really, really good. One of the best I've ever listened to. And I'd have to agree with these people. The guy who does the audiobook, I can't remember his name, is absolutely crushing it. Exactly what I would have imagined Jake Epping to sound like, but he's also doing a phenomenal job of the other voices as well. So it's been a lot of fun experiencing it kind of both ways. Yeah. In terms of merch update, I don't have. I'm a little behind. I had hoped to have a merch update go live last Wednesday. I'm just waiting for the sweater sample to come in so that I can actually show you what the sweater is going to look like, because we got sweaters. I got sweaters, and I might even have that as soon as today. So there will be some sort of merch update coming soon, but I just don't know when. Anyways, not important. As always, thank you guys for being here, for listening to me for however long this was. I don't even know. This has been week 44 of Books Being Sick. Check out the Patreon below if you want to, but also don't do that if you don't want to do that. Ugh. I've had 2 coffees and I love you. Bye-bye.